Linear equalities are any equations or problems that include the symbols greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, and less than or equal to. X plus 1 is greater than 2. The first thing I like to do is imagine that the greater sign is an equal sign. Now it looks like x plus 1 equals 2. We'll solve this. Remember that what you do to one side, you have to do to the other, and all the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. So let's get the 1 from the left side to the right side with subtraction. X plus 1 minus 1 equaled 2 minus 1. X plus 1 minus 1 equals x. Bring the equal sign. 2 minus 1 equals 1. And we get x equals 1. But remember, this is an inequality problem. Now that we have x by itself, we stop pretending that there's an equal sign, and we put back the greater than sign. Now we have x plus 1 is greater than 2. Or, we put greater than sign here, and the greater than sign here, and you get x is greater than 1. Now what does that mean? Well, it means that x is any number greater than 1, but not 1. So for example, x could be 2, 3, 542, all the way to really big positive numbers. But x cannot not be 1 or 0 or negative 376 or any negative number all the way to really big negative numbers. Let's graph x is greater than 1. First, we have to draw a number line, which looks like this. It's a line with 2 arrows on the end. You want to make sure that you add arrows to the edges of the line because numbers go on forever to the left and to the right, this way and that way. All we are drawing is a tiny part of a really big line. Now we're going to add lines to this line to show where the numbers are. I like to add 11 marks to make sure I can get all of the numbers that I need. I'm going to start by labeling 0, which is in the middle of the number line. This will help you find where the positive numbers, which are to the right, and where the negative numbers are, to the left. Then you're going to add in the other numbers. So, I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I didn't do a great job of this, but what you want to do is you want to space these little dashes out as equally as possible. Now I'm going to add in the numbers. Starting from 0 and going to the right, I'm going up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now going from the 0 to the left, I'm going down. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now we're going to look at our inequality. X is greater than 1. We know that 1 is not part of the answer because greater than means all values have to be greater than 1, but cannot be equal to 1. So, when graphing to show that 1 is not a part of the answer, we draw an open circle around the 1, like that. Since the inequality is greater than, we need to draw a line in the direction of increasing numbers, so the numbers need to be getting bigger and more positive. On the number line, numbers always increase toward the right and decrease towards the left. So we have to draw a straight line at the one circle going to the right with an arrow toward the right, showing that our line goes to the right to really, really big positive numbers. So it'll look like this. Ta-da! We graphed our first inequality. Let's try a more challenging problem. 2x plus 2 is less than or equal to 8. Again, let's imagine the less than or equal sign becomes an equal sign. So we get 2x plus 2 equals 8. Again, we need to get all of the x's on one side and all the numbers on the other side. And what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. To get the numbers on the right side, let's subtract the 2. So 2x plus 2 minus 2 equals 8 minus 2. 2x plus 2 minus 2 equals 2x. And 8 minus 2 equals 6. So you get 2x equals 6. Now we're not done yet because there's still a number being multiplied to the x. The number 2 in this equation is called the coefficient, which is a number that is being multiplied to the x. 2x is the same as 2 times x. 2 times x equals 6. You cannot add or subtract the 2 because the 2 is part of multiplication. Addition and subtraction are opposites of each other. Multiplication and division are opposites of each other. But you cannot mix addition and subtraction with multiplication and division. Since the x is being multiplied by 2, we have to divide by 2. Remember, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So, we will divide both sides of the equation by 2. Two times x divided by 2 equals x. And 6 divided by 2 equals 3. You get x equals 3. We're not done yet though. We have to stop imagining an equal sign and bring back the less than or equal sign. So we get x is less than or equal to 3. This means that x is any number less than or equal to 3. So for example, x can be 3, 2, 0, negative 244, all the way to really big numbers. But x cannot be 4, 6, 35, 125, or any number all the way up to really big positive numbers. Let's graph x is less than or equal to 3. First we have to draw a number line again, which looks like this. Whenever you draw a number line, you want to make sure that you add arrows to the edges of the line because numbers go on forever. We are just drawing a tiny part of a really big line. So now we're going to add marks to this line to show where the numbers are. Remember, I like to start with 0, so I know that these will be the positive numbers and these will be the negative numbers. Then we're going to add our little notches and then add in our numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Since we have the inequality x is less than or equal to 3, we know that 3 is part of the answer because less than or equal to means all values have to be less than or equal to 3. So, when graphing to show that 3 is part of the answer, we draw a closed circle like this. To show the less than or equal to, we need to draw a line in the direction of decreasing numbers. On a number line, numbers always increase toward the right and decrease towards the left. So we have to draw a straight line at the 3 circle, going to the left with an arrow to the left, showing that we will keep going to the left all the way to really big negative numbers. So it'll look like this. Greater than or less than is an open circle. Greater than or equal to or less than or equal to is a closed circle. Whenever you have greater or greater than or equal to, you move to the right on the number line. And whenever you have less than or less than or equal to, you move to the left of the number line. We finished today's lesson. Nice job! Feel free to go back and try those problems again. Happy practicing!